What's going on? What's going on, my good people? Welcome, welcome. Appreciate y'all for sliding through. Let me get it set up real quick. For those who are not familiar with the case, this is Eliza Fletcher, kindergarten teacher, who went missing, who was abducted, should I say. Can't say missing because we know what happened. Make sure I got my camera right. What other way? There we go. I'm going to play my first video that I did on this case. I know some of you are familiar with it, but for those who are not, I just feel it's only right.
A desperate search for an American schoolteacher kidnapped in Memphis.
And after we actually found information and saw a video where somebody was abducted, then that's going to raise the alarm.
Police releasing this surveillance still of 34-year-old Eliza Fletcher jogging near the University of Memphis campus. University police say that around 4:30 Friday morning, the avid jogger was forced into this dark SUV following a brief struggle with an unknown man.
After further investigation, we found video that did show a black SUV pull into the area across the street here where the victim was taken.
Memphis police now working with the FBI and pleading with the public for help, saying Fletcher's 5'6" tall, 137 pounds, with blonde hair and green eyes, last seen wearing a pink jogging top and blue running shorts.
Very important that if anybody knows the whereabouts of Miss Fletcher to contact the police immediately.
According to university police, Fletcher regularly runs along Central Avenue, where the kidnapping took place. Her cell phone and water bottle later discovered in front of a house owned by the university. According to local reports, the school teacher, also known as Eliza, is a married mother of two from a well-known Memphis family known for its philanthropy. Now she's missing, and the Memphis community on edge.
All right. So, let me get shout out to everybody that's in the building first and foremost. I'm going to start at the top. I see Oklahoma's in the building. Salute, Oklahoma. Appreciate you for coming through. Lioness in the building. Chloe in the building. Marley 13 in the building. The brother Harold Random Videos. That's my folk. What's going on, fam? Thank you for sliding through, man. Appreciate the love. Who else we got here? Who else? My brother John Q is in the building. The Godfather. Yes, sir. What's going on, bro? The Lioness, Jennifer Nobles. Appreciate you for coming. Leslie B in the building. What's going on? How you doing? Sylvia Tyndall. Salute to Sylvia. She was a big help on John Q channel. Appreciate you for coming through. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. It's love, love. Glad to have you all here. Gail Thornberry's in the building. We're going to try not to mention that guy's name, Gail. Yeah, so I was going to hold off and just to make sure because I did see an update. And I guess I can share it with you. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but they have found a deceased party. No confirmation yet. And I know if Carol's in the building, she's going to let me know. So shout out to Carol. She do a lot of help backstage on the round table. I'll just wait. Because it's making me hourglass a little bit here. Now, I ain't trying to do all that. So this is an open case discussion. I will be dropping the link for those who have been following this case along with myself. And there's a lot of questions, and there's recently been a lot of answers. Let's check out the chat because I definitely want to see what you guys are talking about. I don't want to miss anything. But this is Eliza. This is the missing. Look at that. Look here already. Man, I appreciate it. Leslie B. I appreciate that. Big shout out to Leslie B. Big shout out to Miss Sawyer. Thank you very much. I appreciate the donation. That's love. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So this is Eliza Fletcher. She went miss. Well, she went out for a jog. Let me start it by that. She went out for a jog. And surveillance actually caught the abduction, and I guess Cleotha tried to get away so fast He left behind his champion slides. And of course, I'm pretty sure her phone was smashed for a reason. But of course, it still will ping the last place that it was found. Or that, should I say, where it was pinged at. Let's check out this chat real quick. Go ahead and put this link in the chat for those who are following this case like myself and who are getting updates like myself. I like to pay attention to my chat. But I definitely appreciate those donations. They're greatly appreciated. So let me put up my YouTube on my phone so I can see you guys as well. Double rainbows in the building. Thank y'all for tuning in. Absolutely, alcohol. Don't let little people give you a big headache. We ain't worry about all that nonsense. I got love for you. All right. So we definitely going to keep an eye out. I'm going to try to anyway. About the deceased party that has been found. No confirmation that is actually Miss Eliza just yet. Now, first and foremost, I want to go straight to what I was speaking on in the second video that I put out on this case, which I did mention the husband. The more that comes out about the suspect, Cleotha Abston, I tend to want to just say I don't think this husband has anything to do with it. Now, just like law enforcement, they will never eliminate any suspect until they can confirm that. He has never been mentioned as a suspect, so let me say that first and foremost. No, the husband is not a suspect. I was watching him. Let me say that first. But as recent information came out about Mr. Abston, it makes me second guess it. So let's take a look at this second video I did, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, the music that interrupts it, you have to listen. That is his brother rapping on that song. You have to listen, and you'll understand why I put that little clip in there. Let's go. I think it's this one. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. But before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel so you get a notification every time I go live or drop a video. I appreciate it.
One of the biggest bombshells we've learned is that the suspect, Cleotha Abston, was convicted of another kidnapping of another prominent Memphian over 2 decades ago, the late attorney, Kemper Durant. Now, this police affidavit shows that the Memphis Police Department believes that they have enough evidence to prove that Abston struck again, this time in the abduction of the 34-year-old wife and mother of 2, Eliza Fletcher. The affidavit reveals that around 6:45 a.m. on Friday, the day Eliza was kidnapped, near the University of Memphis while out on her routine morning run, a man found Eliza's cell phone smashed, as well as a pair of Champion brand slide sandals. Those sandals were sent to the TBI for DNA testing that revealed they belonged to the 38-year-old man now in custody. Surveillance video from the day before the abduction showed Abston wearing those same sandals. The affidavit also showed that Memphis police used Abston's cell phone records to place him at the scene of Eliza's early morning abduction. The affidavit revealed that Saturday morning, U.S. Marshals descended on Abston's home where they found him standing in a doorway. It's also where they found a black GMC Terrain, which police believe is the same vehicle pictured here, used in the abduction of Fletcher. Abston is set to appear before a Shelby County judge on Tuesday.
And as Walter just mentioned, Cleotha Abston has a criminal history that involves kidnapping, according to records. Abston pleaded guilty to carjacking and kidnapping as a teenager. The victim, a Memphis lawyer by the name of Kemper Duran.
She got hard for you, your big brother. He ain't beat that murder. Other brother, he went ham. Turn around, kidnap the lawyer.
Now, Abston was sentenced to 24 years in prison in 2001, but filed a post-relief conviction which allowed him to be released after serving 9 years.
But according to police records obtained by CBS News, additional unreleased surveillance video shows the well-known teacher violently abducted. Police say this man, Cleotha Abston, waited for the Memphis mother to run by him before grabbing her and forcing her into his SUV. Investigators say they found her phone and his sandals at the scene. Cell records showed Abston's phone in the area at the same time of Fletcher's disappearance. Her family pleading for her safe return.
We believe someone knows what happened and can help.
Outside of Fletcher's Memphis home, police collected evidence. They also hauled this dumpster away from the home of Abston's brother. Records show the suspect's brother told police he spotted the 38-year-old suspect scrubbing down the inside of his car with cleaner and, quote, acting strange.
All right, I just want to give a quick update on the second person that was arrested. It was Mario Abston, which was Cleotha's younger brother. He just happened to be there when the warrant was served, had drugs on him. He went to jail as well. I know a lot of people had questions about that, like, why was he arrested if he wasn't tied to the goddamn kidnapping? So that's what happened. Also, just in case you didn't hear, his brother did inform law enforcement that he seen his brother cleaning out his vehicle and washing some clothes that was really soiled. So his brother seemed like he doing too much talking, but it is what it is. Now, being that he was cleaning out the inside of the vehicle, it seems like she could have suffered some serious injury, which left blood. All right, last thing I just want to touch on, because it was a question that I had. I kept asking, what the heck is especially aggravated kidnapping? Well, here is the definition, just in case anybody was wondering like myself. It's pretty much false imprisonment when you're kidnapping someone with the use of a deadly weapon, or it can be where the victim is under the age of 13. So there you have it. All right, so that was the latest that I got. Let me turn this fan down in the back. Give me a second. I'll get it in just a second. So we all know that he has done this before. He kidnapped a prestigious lawyer out of Memphis. This man, Mr. Kemper Duran, right out of Memphis. Now, if you've been following this case, like myself, there's a tie between him and Miss Eliza. Eliza's uncle worked for the same firm. Now, I can't tie the ties together. That's the only way I tie it together is they worked at the same law firm. Do it have anything to do with it, or is it a coincidence? Now, Mr. Kemper has passed on. He's no longer living. He was an older guy. But her uncle do work for the same law firm. Do it have anything to do with maybe any convictions from the past? I don't know. Still searching for that. But that's a big-ass goddamn coincidence that Eliza have a family member that worked at the same law firm that the guy Cleotha kidnapped over 20 years ago. It's crazy. I know. Now, the major point I do want to point out, which I pointed out in that video as well, is, of course, when Cleotha's brother spoke with law enforcement, which it states in the affidavit. He said he saw his brother cleaning the interior of the vehicle. Now, I don't like to be the bearer of bad news at all. But to me, that sounds like he was cleaning up some blood, some DNA, something. So law enforcement feel like Miss Fletcher probably had a serious injury. You feel what I'm saying? Makes the most sense to me. I pray that's not the case, but the way things are going, the way things are moving, they found him, they found the vehicle, but they haven't found her. We know as time goes on, the chances are less likely that we will find the victim alive. That's just history. I mean, we can continue to pray that they find her, but we have to expect the worst, unfortunately. Let me check out my chat real quick. I like to include you guys' thoughts and what you think about this case, especially, if you've been following it. Shout out to True Crimes and other stuff for sliding in. And True Crime, let me put that on there if I can find it up here. But you brought up a very, very good point. Was this a part of his reason for kidnapping Miss Fletcher? Could be. Could be. But True Crime said, I tell you what, if I came home from a prominent family, I'd be upset if okay. If y'all don't know what True Crime is talking about, this family is worth billions. And she said, if I came home and they only put up $50,000, I said the same thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, 50,000 and y'all worth billions? But at the same time, you start somewhere. She's an heiress from a very, very rich family. They're worth billions. And I think that could play a part in why Cleotha, I don't know what the hell his family was thinking when they named him that, or why he probably kidnapped her. Harold say, what's wrong with people these days? Like, really, they don't have no life. You know, the weird thing about that, Harold, is this guy just got out of prison a couple of years ago. They call it a correctional facility. It ain't correct shit with him. What's going on? Cosplay. Cosplay said her husband probably knew all that and reached out to Cleo, a.k.a. Pokey. But let me ask you this, CP. That's his wife. Of course, he is married into money. Why would he kill her? Why would he want her dead? These are the thoughts that ran across my head today, and I'm thinking like, okay, Cleo got a history of doing this type of shit. Ain't no telling how many others there are out there. But this is his second time getting caught. Then you have to ask yourself, how in the hell do her husband know somebody like him, especially when he only been home for 2 years? Remember, she's 34 years old, right? That's it. Yeah, 34. So she was 14 when the lawyer got kidnapped. Now, unless it's somebody else that's at that law firm that they're not speaking of, which could be the uncle, but Mr. Duran, who has passed away, he old as shit. He old. I don't know how old her uncle is, but the question is, was he there when the attorney was there before he passed away? Now that attorney that Cleo, I'm just calling him Cleo, the one when he kidnapped him, he got away. The idiots went to a gas station and he yelled out the trunk and they took off running. They took off running. So he got away. But of course later on he passed. Nothing from the kidnapping, but he passed away, I guess, from old age, because he was an older gentleman. So we can try to figure out if they have any ties. Me personally, they could. I just can't find it. If anybody in here find it, let me know. All right. John said it tells us that Cleotha had previous information from years ago on the lawyer and the Fletcher family. But why? But what? I mean, what? What is it? Only thing I can think of is one of them probably put some family member away. For you to kidnap a lawyer and then come back and kidnap somebody from that same firm, you mad at them people for a reason. I don't know. I mean, you just can't have tunnel vision when you're in these cases. We're gonna make mistakes because, for one, we didn't go to school for this. We can only go with what evidence presents. And the first reason I looked at the husband, because he never said nothing on camera. When they related to the family, all they said was the family. That's all they said. Now, maybe he was like, I'm not getting on no goddamn camera like Orson and Oren, goddamn dumbass parents who get up there and say, it was rambunctious. You're guilty. You're guilty. It's the wrong time to say that, brother. So I don't know. I don't know. You say Action 5 is live right now. Send me the link. We can watch it together. Sorry if I'm just now getting to that. What up, RJ? If anybody got the link to Action, I'm so behind on these comments. Ronnie Fold, missing persons, PNW. What's going on? Welcome. Appreciate you for coming through. CP say trust funds will make people become evil. It make lazy people become evil. Like, but if it is a husband, like, you married into this. Unless he ain't want nothing to do with the husband. What I heard, he was madly in love with this woman, from what I heard. I had one of my subscribers under my video said, he worshiped the ground she walked on. I don't have that evidence. I don't have that proof. So I'll keep that in my mind, but I can't stand still on that. Why did they take the garden shears? Hell, why did they take evidence from the house, period? And that's another reason I went straight back to the husband. You're trying to take evidence or grab DNA off of items that's from the house. I'm pretty sure you already got Miss Fletcher's DNA. What else DNA you trying to get? To me, it has to be the husband. The kids ain't do it. We know the kids ain't do it. They got little kids. All right. Lion, it says, since the police took gardening tools, maybe he was doing that for them and scoping the place out. Mm. Mm. He had to know her route. And they all said, if you paid attention to the news article and the video I did in the beginning, this was a regular route that she normally takes. So Lioness, you might have a point. He could have been scoping them out. Gail says that story gave me that story they gave about the boys was so crazy. I knew when I heard oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. I think anybody in their right mind knew that shit. You feel me? But the case is moving pretty fast. I think they jumped on, and this is what happened when you jump on a case fast and you don't give that bullshit. Oh, they only been gone for this many hours. You think she probably ran off with another man? Man, just go look for my goddamn wife. That's what you do. Now I feel that's why they found him so fast. Of course, the surveillance that helped a lot, and then they had a partial tag number, so that actually helped as well, which helped them find where he was located. You know, he had bills at the location. Of course, the vehicle is not in his name. It's in, I guess, the woman he lived with. It's in her name. But he had bills at that residence, so they knew where to find him. But, of course, when they found him, they had a search warrant. His brother was there. He had drugs. And that's why he was mentioned in my second video about the second person being arrested. I do feel like there's a second person in this goddamn case. I just know it's a second person. Maybe it wasn't his brother. I'm pretty damn sure it wasn't his brother because he wouldn't have said nothing if it was. Like John said, she trying to goddamn lessen that damn sentence. Yeah, I seen him. He was acting strange. He was cleaning his clothes. They was real soiled. He was also cleaning the interior of that goddamn car. You might want to look at that motherfucker too, bro. Now, what you gonna give me? What kind of brother was he? Both of them living a life of crime. But that's what happens when you live a life of crime. Somebody gonna tell on you. Get a job. Broke ass. What's going on, new troll? See, I caught you that time. I ain't say that I troll for mine shit. What's up, bro? Appreciate you for sliding through. Yeah, John said, yes, I believe Cleo did scope Eliza routine enough to know that she jogs at around 4 a.m. in the morning. Right. Absolutely. I don't see the link, Sylvia. Let me go to YouTube and see if I can refresh my page and see if it'll pop up, because normally it'll pop up in your algorithms if you follow in that particular case, because you can send it to my email if you still have it. CP say husband and nanny would know the route. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I did hear, and I can't confirm this, but it was just something told to me. If you guys know about this, what I heard was he was cheating on his wife. And if I'm not mistaken, they said with the goddamn nanny. I don't know how true that is, so don't take that 100%. But I did hear that as well. Hey y'all, just call him new. That's neutral, y'all. That's my brother. He's really not a troll. He's my partner with BSM. He just came in on his second page. His name is New. Just call him New. When I see that word troll, I'm like, well, get him up out of here. But don't get rid of him. Don't get rid of him. Miss Fifi in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. True Crime said there is no coincidence. I feel you. I feel you. Can you connect? Can you connect the two though? And it's always going to be a coincidence until I can connect them. But just like I heard the news reporter say, I don't think it's a coincidence. Well, you're going to have to prove that. All right, I think I found the link. So y'all bear with me for a second. I know I'm probably hourglassing. It's over, but we will watch it anyway. We'll take a look at what Miss Sylvia sent. Hey, your guess is good as mine, Ronnie. I don't know why that hood up. Who said something about jungle fever? That ain't what this about, man. Come on. What's going on, Cold Pepsi? It's okay. It's okay. I was late getting to it. I don't know who the person whose name is in a different language, but she said she is dead. Police found her body. If anybody can find that, but y'all look on my phone, because you jump from tab to tab on the computer while you're live, it will start hourglassing.
Okay. Thank you.
Right now, only thing it says on, when you Google it, it just says a body has been found unidentified. So, you know me, I don't like putting out information until it's actually confirmed. So,
You don't have any.
yeah, we ain't gonna do that racial shit here. Y'all know how I am. I don't know who said it, but leave the race shit out of here, man. I ain't with all that. I don't even know who said it, but I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I don't do the racial shit. It's like my homie 54 said, I'm creating a safe zone for my people. Nobody gonna have to deal with that over here, man. Hey Natasha. Okay, your name is Natasha. Where did you hear that she was dead? Because I'm still trying to find this, and on the Google search of her name, the only thing that comes up is the same thing that I already mentioned earlier. Yeah, it just says unidentified body. 3 days after teacher was violently abducted. That's all it says right now. I'm not doubting you, but I don't like to put out false information because that ain't what I like to do. I don't want to make my channel out of clout chasing or shit like that. Thank you, Sylvia. You sent me another email, or is that the one that? Matter of fact, I'll just check. Give me a second.
No, that's water treatment. So you next one.
Appreciate you for understanding. I appreciate you for understanding. So I guess this video, this is live, I guess. Let's see if we can speed up a little bit.
That's when they was at the dumpster, when the two dogs, and then they brought out like a German Shepherd, but they started like taking them back towards the field, but they never really went back towards this way.
Oh, they did bring out
They did bring out dogs, but it was up here. They never made back this far. So
What up,
they wrapped it
Shaka
up,
B?
it got dark out there. So.
Well, did you see what did you see today? When did this start? You know that this is the week.
I'm sorry, I went on mute. So, New, we watching the Eliza Fletcher case.
It is.
She went missing
I was telling everybody that
3-4 days ago, something like
could have
that.
been if she wasn't out jogging, that could have been a kid. It was on
And,
Friday, it was school day. It could have been a kid. It could have been anybody.
Because they just found the body, but it hasn't been confirmed if it was her or not.
For the first one, and then you get out and you do it again. That's it. You were just in jail for another kidnap. When you get released and you do it again, that's it.
What's your first name? Can you identify you even though you're not on
Angel.
Thank you, RJ. On the second.
Honestly, when I came out here, originally it all started that I was saying that they needed help to search for her because I was willing to help them search for her. But at that time, they said they didn't need volunteers to search. They was doing it. So I just been hanging around playing it by ear.
Where are you from in Mississippi?
I'm down from DeSoto County, out towards Olive Branch.
Thank you for all that.
True crime, just like I told Carol when it comes. I don't know what's wrong with the audio, but that shit was loud. Sorry about that. That wasn't me. That was their audio. Well, when I'm on a case, I dig deep. And I try to check periodically throughout the day on updates. Salute, Balance. Appreciate you for sliding through the door. Absolutely, John. Y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Let's try to get this case out there. Let's push this out there. Definitely appreciate it. I'm broadcasting live from both of my channels, Crime Community Network and Boss Blake page. So regardless of when you on, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to either one, subscribe please. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. I'm gonna try to skim through this and see if I can get to anything that we might want to hear. No, I did not turn the audio off. That is from Facebook. I'll drop the link again just in case anybody wants to come up here and speak what they know, give their opinion, what they feel. You know, this page is for you guys. Let me skim through this a little bit more. I don't know why they turned the audio off, but it is off. Here we go. Still no audio. As you can see, my audio is turned all the way up. You guys can't hear me, correct? Give me one in the chat if you can hear me. All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't me. So let me ask this question just to get some interaction from you guys. How many of you think the husband have anything to do with this? Put a 1 if you think the husband has something to do with it. Put a 2 if you think Cleo acted alone. 1 husband, 2 just Cleo. So, right. Excuse me. I like the 1.5. I like the 1.5. So a lot of people feel like the husband may have something to do with this. Okay. Fifi feel like it's just Cleo alone. Leslie says she's undecided. I understand. Sylvia, she's undecided. I feel you, Chloe. I know how you work, Chloe. You ain't saying nothing till you know. I respect that. Yes. Did I see him on the news? Yes. I think I captured what you're talking about in one of my videos. It was like he was wiping invisible tears. Like tears that was not on his face. That's what I saw. If that's what you're talking about, then yeah, I did see that. Yeah, they were fake. There wasn't no damn tears. He couldn't even force no tears out of his eyes. But I just want to know, I guess, did he have an insurance policy? Did she name him on some paperwork that will get him paid if she died? You know, that's what I'm wondering. Because, you know, maybe she said something about, hey, I get all of the money. I get everything if such and such pass away. And I'm going to name you as my beneficiary. You're going to get everything once I die if I die before you. You shouldn't have did that. And I don't know if that's the case. That's an assumption. But I'm trying to figure out, why would he kill or want his wife killed or want her dead if he's married into money? That's the problem I'm having with including him in this. Like I said, he's not eliminated for me, but Cleo history and his background just fucked me all up. Chloe, you crazy. Let's see if there's anything else on this video. I have no idea what happened to the audio. It sounded like they was having audio problems anyway. But we definitely gonna yeah, there's nothing else on here for us to see. Alright, let me change my audio settings before I go back. If I don't, I'll start. All right, so as we wait to find out about the unidentified body that was just found today, we want to break things down. Of course, we know about Cleo's history. He was convicted over 20 years ago for kidnapping a lawyer, Mr. Duran, which I did show you him. Let me show you him again. He was well respected in Memphis as an attorney. Can't tell you how much money he was worth. I'm not gonna make it up, but from what the news reporter said was he was prestigious. I got my folk up here. What up, Glory?
I just finished eating. I didn't want to get up here while I was still eating.
Okay, that's all right. You good?
So
I know you, and I know you don't like to put an opinion out there until you know the facts. But if it was left like this and this case went cold, what would you say? Just with the information you know now.
The only information I know is what you have said since this live has started. So my thing would be, you can't go off the no tears thing. Because granted, I think if my spouse was missing, I'd be crying. I'd be mad or crying, one or the other. Depends on why. They ain't there. But the first thought that went back to my mind was, you can't go off of how people react in public or whatever, because if we do, then we'd be hypocrites.
Okay. All right. So let me pause right there, because yesterday was a good example for me. When John asked me to play the video and I played the song of my mom, or when I started talking about my mom, I was getting choked up. You don't know how much I was fighting that shit back to keep tears inside, because that's how much I love and I miss my mom. So you think about it. This is the woman that you married. How can you not get emotional? Your wife is out there somewhere, possibly dead.
I agree. But I'm just saying we got to keep that also in a perspective of what we've said and heard for 5 years also.
True. I don't know. I guess I'm just thinking for me right now. You're right.
I mean, like I said, for me, depending on the situation, like, if my spouse went out the door threatening not come home anyway, type of thing. So then they didn't come home, then I'd be yelling and mad, blowing up the phone, whatever. If there was no reason that they were not coming home and I didn't know anything, then yeah, I'm gonna be called up, all the in-laws, the friends, everybody, and be up and down the street. Yes. And I'd be upset. But again, that, like you said, that's my personal feelings on how I would be with it. I would be, if I really thought they were missing and not just took off somewhere, I'd be out there just like maybe a little less than if it was my child, because if it was my child, I'm not even coming home until I find it. I'd be asleep in the street, passed
and that's
out.
what I was going to go with. I was going to get to that. If it was your child, I think you would be emotional.
I would be down the street. I mean, if we had it narrowed down to an area, I'm going to be bothering everybody in the neighborhood to get your ass out here and help me look. Damn it. Then I'll quit knocking on your door.
Damn, absolutely. Shit.
Because what I just read in the chat, they said, if I understood correctly, that wherever they found this body is close to something that they had already looked at or whatever. So that means that the person must have dumped the body after the search party had already gone past there or something.
Possibly. And that goes back to what case that was I was just talking about. Oh man, it's another case I'm working, and I felt like the body was placed there after they looked. What case is that? Don't worry about it. I can't think of it right now. But that's a possibility, because I don't understand why in the hell you would hide a body somewhere near where you live. Because if it somehow get connected to you, that's going to be the first place they search. Some dumb criminals in this world.
Yeah, that too. With that in mind, let me put it like this. Let's say whatever the other guy's name is, the one that's already done these things before. The one that was arrested for the kidnapping 20 years ago.
Cleo,
is that his name? Okay. If Cleo did this alone, then I would be willing to say, that is her body that they found near there. I'd be willing to say that possibly like beyond your normal sickness mentally, as far as doing whatever he may or may not have done to her, because of whether it be a trophy items or whatever. Or let me he had to get rid of it right now at the last minute. He didn't have a choice. Hurry up, get rid of it so you do it as far as you can do it. Whatever, that type of thing. That would be the only reason why I could see it being close, because whoever is guilty that was the only option, was to hurry up and boom.
Yeah, I don't know if I would, if it's a sickness,
whatever they call it.
It's money hungry, because we know why he kidnapped the first person. He was trying to get their money. And now I do have.
So he didn't kill the first person?
No, he got away. He got away. They went to the ATM to try to pull money off of his card, and then they went to the gas station. I don't know how the lawyer, because he was placed in the trunk. I don't know how the lawyer know where they was at, but he know they stopped, and he started yelling, "Help, help, they kidnapped me." Them boys took off, because he actually went and picked up somebody else after he kidnapped this man.
Lord have mercy.
And so they ran.
Dumb criminals then.
And that's how they found him. Now, on this particular case as well, I just seen all the charges. Shout out to Carol. They got identity theft and theft for under $1,000. So that tells me that he tried to use her debit card. Now, they have not tied or confirmed that the extra charges are tied into this case. That's my assumption, because I'm thinking to myself, why would you add those to these charges? Because it has the same date as the rest of them. Well, one of them say the 4th, one of them say the 5th. So it has to be tied into this, where he tried to take her money. But we seen what she had on. Now, I'm not saying she could not stuff her goddamn wallet or whatever in her little sports bra. But damn, did she have her money on her 4 o'clock in the morning running? That's not smart.
Well, I mean, think about it though. Okay, so there's a comment over here on the channel where I'm at. I can't read it all, but if you think about it, it really would go back to dumb criminals, because first off, if you're kidnapping somebody to get money out of the ATM, now you picked up your homies, you got to split the money. That's dumb. You see what I'm saying?
You know what? What if he didn't tell his homie there was somebody in the damn trunk?
You willing to take that chance?
Hell no.
The person's alive. They could yell at any point.
Which he did.
Dumb criminals. I don't know. They could have committed some other crime and get some cash faster and less dangerous.
Well, obviously he knew this guy, because think about it. These are 2 people that he has now kidnapped who are tied into money. He knows this. It makes me wonder, is there somebody working at that goddamn law firm who's telling him who to go after? I don't know. I'm reaching right now. I'm reaching.
See, I didn't know the whole story. I was thinking that maybe the attorney was the one that represented him the first time, and he got sent away for the 20 years. And so he was coming back to kidnap the relative or something. I didn't like it. That was what was in my head while I was cooking.
Yeah,
filling in blanks by myself.
Yeah, the lawyers, he's not kin to he's not kin to this family. Her uncle just worked at the same law firm that lawyer was working at 20 years ago. So I was like, okay, they're not kin, but they just work at the same law firm.
This is in Memphis?
In Memphis, yes. In Memphis.
So it's not like it's Rinky Dink Town, yeah. They got some FBI guy looking at it. I guess giving his opinion on what they found so far, whatever.
Yeah, Shaka, the second person was arrested, but that was his brother. He had no ties into it. When they arrested Cleo, his brother was at the same place, so he had drugs on him, and they took his ass to jail, but it wasn't tied to that particular.
So they basically it's down for money.
That's what it sounds like. What up, RJ?
Hey, what's going on, boss man? How are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
You know that if they rob the ATM machine, at least that way it's not a person. They won't be like armed robbery or something.
Bear with me a second here. I'm sorry, I got an echo. I figured out what it was though. So
well, It ain't guaranteed to rob no ATM machine, Chloe.
I'm
You know
just
how hard it
saying,
is to get in one of them?
I know if you got a pickup truck and a torch, I don't know. I'm just saying, if it's all about money, there's other ways to gain money without looking at that much punishment being a possibility.
We talking about a billionaire.
Her grandfather was a billionaire.
But I'm pretty sure she got access to a lot of that money as well. I'm pretty damn sure.
From what I'm finding today is that that her inheritance was managed through a trust. She was only allowed accessible a small percentage of at a time.
Okay,
sounds right.
So, I mean that sounds about right. But if we think about it, I don't know how much she was entitled to overall. But if we're speaking somewhere, let's not go to the bigs. Let's say she was entitled to 700 million, 500 million. You say a little bit at a time, that's still a lot of money.
Is she the only grandchild?
I don't know.
It appears so.
Okay, I was gonna say, because otherwise they'd be splitting that up amongst everybody, I would think.
So if she is the only grandchild, then yeah, she's entitled to a shitload of goddamn money.
Right. So we're looking at. I believe there was the grandfather had. I don't remember how many kids the grandparents had, but we're talking at least it being split 3 times, from half at the most, half, because from what I was finding, there were several business partners that were involved in the business that they started, which is still ongoing. Now, if the family is still involved in that business and running the business, they of course would increase the amount they would inherit. But I don't. The full $3.2 billion is an extremely high number to say that the family's worth that much.
So you're saying they not?
I'm saying that the business was worth $3.2 billion, but there was several business partners involved in the business.
Gotcha.
That's not all liquid money. Yeah, I mean that's
right.
Right. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, you got exactly what I'm saying. But the thing I'm finding today that strikes me the most unique or most curious is I sent you an email just a little bit ago, boss man. It's a link for Google Maps.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't do the Google Maps. You know, that's John.
That's John and me. I know.
Yeah, y'all worked on Google Maps, so I mean, if you wanna pull it up and share your screen, feel
what's
free to
wrong
do
with
so.
Google Maps, man?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not fluent. I'm not good at working them. I never
That's
even
the first
tried.
thing I do on all my cases is go look and start marking the
Google
map.
Maps. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Go work the map. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I'm sharing it, boss man. I'm sharing it now.
Okay, all right.
I know where everybody live. Everybody went to go eat. Everything.
She said he's smoking while live.
So right here is the 1700 block of Victor Street. Right here is the area they were searching today. It's not a coincidence that it's about 3/4 of a mile away.
Where you're saying that they're searching, we can't see your mouse moving.
Okay. You're not seeing my mouse move?
No, I don't see a mouse yet, bro.
It just swings by a little bit. I see the red spot, the red marker for.
Okay.
Yeah,
that red marker. That red marker is hang on 1 second here. This red marker here.
Okay, there you go.
That is the 1700 block of Victor Street.
Gotcha.
Okay.
This area down here, Pine Hill Park, Cane Creek, that's the area they were searching today.
Zoom in on the maps. Maybe we'll be able to read the words on there to see what you're talking about. There you go.
There you go. Now we're cooking with Crisco.
Because your white mouse is blending with the white background.
Sorry. This is, again, the 1700 block of Victor Street up over here.
Mm-hmm.
This is where they were searching today. This creek area. Cane Creek down here next to Pine Hill Park.
Hold on real quick, RJ. Jennifer, I know both of these people on the panel. I don't know if you did or did not see them in the chat, but they good people. I know both of them. I appreciate your concern, and I know why you're concerned. Trust me, my eyes open. They wanted to say, how come the person chatting getting put on the screen is not showing in the chat? But the person that you speaking
because I'm on
of,
his channel.
oh, okay, there you go. All right, go ahead, RJ. I just want to just make them feel comfortable. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. When you're running it in multiple locations, sometimes it happens that we could be on one channel or the other, and that's why you weren't seeing us originally.
Yeah, I'm going live off of 2 pages, so that might be the reason why you don't see them. So, no worries.
So I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that this is the area that they're looking in. They said 1600 or 1700 block of Victor Street. It's either this block or this block here. Okay, one of the very first 2 blocks off East Person Street, but it's still approximately 3/4 of a mile away from where they were actually doing a ground search for evidence today, which was this park area along the Cane Creek.
That's that green area?
Yes, the Pine Hill Park is this green area. This creek is Cane Creek. Don't think that's coincidental.
Okay.
They had a massive tip that they started searching this area yesterday, and they stopped at darkness. That when it was dark, that they flooded this area. They flooded this whole entire area yesterday, and they continue to search today.
So, if you had to figure out the ties between Mr. What's his name, the lawyer from 20 years ago, and her uncle now, because that's where the ties come into. Her uncle was at the same law firm. Well, what would you say?
Oh, it's 100%, 100%. I couldn't find the article to present it to you today, but one of the articles when I was live yesterday was it had the that it said that the that lawyer had done business, was the lawyer for business deals involving his business and represented their uncle or grandfather.
Okay.
So that there is a relationship that is actually a very I believe it's a very important link to the whole thing.
So I know you've been looking at this case as well. What business is it? Because this is something I haven't looked into yet, that her grandfather owns or a co-owner that's making this much money. If you know, because I don't know. I'm being honest. I haven't looked into it.
I'm going to say I don't understand the business. It's a legitimate business, but it's too technical for my level of knowledge to understand.
Do you know his name?
The grandfather's name?
Yes.
Orgill, or Orgill, I believe it is.
If you know it, you can type it in the chat because True Crime and Stuff wants to know.
O-R what?
Hey, we got some weird names. We got Cleotha. Now we got Orgal, whatever his name is. Let's see if I missed any comments. Leslie B said her grandfather, the late Joseph Joe Orgill. Appreciate that, Leslie B. Orgill Incorporated. So to me, it sounds like he might be the majority owner if it's named after him. Don't you think?
Yes.
So if his company is worth $3.4 billion, and let's just say there's two other buyers into this company that owns a part of it, he's still gonna get the bigger cut. So would you say he got about 1.5, 1.8, and the rest got the rest? Somewhere up in there? That's still a lot of money. That's still a lot of money. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying
Well,
to
we're also okay. So when you come up with figures like that, though, are we talking liquid assets or are we talking overall net worth?
Well, I'm not
See,
fluent in how
that's
they actually, buy in. So I don't know if it's liquid assets or overall network. I couldn't tell you that. Wouldn't that be something that they would have to sign? Like, this is what we're gonna do. It's almost like the music industry. If you pay Jay-Z $850,000 to do a verse, he don't get none of the goddamn royalties that come after that. You paid him up front. You feel what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
But if he wants to be paid as the sales go on, you gotta pay him until he fucking die. You see what I'm saying? So I don't
Yeah.
know how that works with that company.
Well, I didn't look a whole lot into it, and when I said it was too technical for my understanding, it's just I don't know how a business does this part of it or what they do. They're a wholesale company, but they also are their own trucking outfit. They are their own distributor. And I don't know exactly what it is that they wholesale. I'm looking at their website right now, and I can't find information on that.
Gloria, have you found it yet, Gloria? I know you
I
probably
was
looking
looking while y'all were talking. That's why I was quiet, but I'm not. He's dead. I got that much.
Yeah, he is. He has passed away. Yeah.
He's got a black and white picture and said something about the funeral services and whatnot. Because right now with Google, everything's coming up about her.
Right.
So you got to scroll past all that to get to him.
I have a link for it, the company, if you want it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you throw it in the private chat. Yeah, this is Kemper B. Duran, a prestigious lawyer from out of Memphis. This is the guy who Cleo kidnapped 20 years ago. He's in the same law firm as Miss Fletcher's uncle. Now, my assumption would be the uncle must be the son of the grandfather.
That's what I was just fixing to ask. So the uncle would be one of the children of the billionaire.
That would be my assumption. I don't know if that's his son or it's on the other side of the family. I don't know. He dropped the link in the chat.
Yeah, the different last names. Yeah.
Linus said another connection could be domestic help. It is in the South, and they usually go from one generation to the next. Could be, but would you include somebody else? I don't know. I'm not close to that idea at all. Shaka B said, I put in the info above. Hardware distribution, Orgel in Memphis, Tennessee company.
Yep.
Type of hardware.
Just clicked on the under that website you put in there when you go to retail services. It says manage and run your own store. Basically, it looks like a hardware store. So I guess if you want to open up your own individual hardware store, you can get your merchandise from them and other wholesalers, but they have everything, it looks like, available.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like to me. It's like I said, I didn't understand their business up first fully, but I'm reading more into it. That's exactly what it seems like it is.
Yeah, because like back home, we've got they call it Henny's Hardware. And it's the little rinky-dink mom and pop type hardware that's been there as long as the little town. But, you know, if they were to get all their supplies from that one wholesaler, you know, yeah, it'd be simpler. But nowadays, people generally have several different wholesalers they get, no matter what their products are. So.
Was it a True Value Hardware? It does the same or similar thing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So I don't know if I think she said what it was 11,000 realtors that they serve. Would you consider this a local business? And if it is a local business, $3.4 billion is a lot of money for a local business, wouldn't you say?
No.
No?
For a hardware store, the way their business model is, no, not at all.
No, because the pictures I just saw looked like they were set up better than True Value.
Mm-hmm. Very well funded.
Okay.
I mean, you would basically, I mean, if you really want to know, then I would Google up hardware stores in Memphis, Tennessee, and see how many hardware stores are competitors. Then you'd have to take it a step further. I don't know if there's a way to find out how many do they actually service or whatever. I don't know. But I don't think I don't think it's a big
Sorry,
number.
go ahead.
And I was gonna say I don't think that's a large enough number to say that it was something spectacular.
Yeah. $3.4 billion is not spectacular?
Not for a manufacturer like that, no.
No, I mean, not for a distributor, no.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you how much I know.
Well, just look at it this way. They have their own fleet of 18-wheeler delivery trucks. A trailer alone is about $100,000.
Yeah. Are you familiar with like the food service industry, boss?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay, you seen the McLean's trucks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's exactly like this, people, except for they're doing hardware.
I got you. That makes a lot of sense.
So that $3.2 billion net worth is including assets.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say is somebody put up the information about their business. I'm just going to say that Collierville is just outside of Memphis.
Do it say anywhere in there how long he's been in business? If it's a grandfather, I'm pretty sure he's been in business for a while.
The way it looks to me is this has been a family-run business. Somebody put in the chat that it started in the 1850, 1840 something. So this looks like it's a family-owned business that has just grown over time.
And I'm pretty sure this family been in Memphis the whole time.
Probably.
That would make sense.
And now that explains to why maybe he aimed for these people. These people probably are tied to a lot of things in Memphis that we might not even know about.
That's why they refer to this family as Memphis royalty.
Yeah.
And they're saying that she is an heiress.
Right.
This family, it's old school money.
Boss.
What up?
When I go to that website under the distribution centers for that company, it's got Utah, West Virginia, Texas, Ontario, Georgia, Missouri, New York, and Idaho. And they look like, to me, just looking at the picture, looks like a Walmart distribution center. So I don't know, and it says headquarters is in Tennessee.
Collierville.
Yes. I didn't want to mispronounce it.
I'm probably mispronouncing it myself, and if so, I know somebody will correct me. But that's what I would call it from living in Tennessee. It's Collierville.
And then for some reason, it's got a link to suggested local hotels. I don't know why you would need one, but I don't know if that's just part of, advertisement or what, helping pay for the website. I don't know, but yeah, so they're pretty, I would say they're pretty big. We're just, none of us are familiar with the name.
Right. Appreciate that information, Oklahoma.
There you go. CP Cosplay, do you mind if I say approximately your location?
Man, you said their money has doubled over the past 10 years, 15 times what they were making in 1990. The growth is a direct result of the company's focus on its mission to help our customers be successful. It seems like they're supplying probably more than just Memphis. They probably supplying the whole fucking Tennessee and probably outside of the state as well.
Yeah. So a lot of the information I'm getting as far as the finding out from Memphis itself, like local stations, local papers, is from CP Cosplay, just to give her credit on this. And she lives, I'm not going to give the exact town name or exact location, but if you were to take a look at the way the Tennessee is, she's somewhere about halfway between Nashville and Memphis. That's what I'm saying. You were saying if somebody was going to correct me on how I'm saying that town name, she was the person. But she's been actually on top of this and giving me, make sure I get the right local information on this.
Appreciate that. Fifi said that Grandpa had the largest private hardware company in the world. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, this business, that $3.2 billion this company is well funded. It's not one of these fly by night, all of a sudden pop up and pop up in your neighborhood type of business, and then 3 weeks later it's gone.
No,
this company is not going anywhere. It's very well protected and funded.
It appears that way.
John said, sounds like third generation money, business interests handed down through the family since 1847.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yep. The Rainbow said attorneys are required to save copies of wills. And we definitely gonna find out sooner or later the motive. Hopefully, if anyone else is involved besides Cleo, oh trust me, he's gonna sing. He ain't gonna want to do all that time by himself. If he was asked to do this, yeah, he's gonna sing like a jaybird.
Honestly, my suspicion is of who the one is speaking is the female that everything the apartment and the bills and everything is under.
Mm-hmm.
My suspicion is it's her that's been talking.
They did say in one of the news articles a woman said he was washing clothes in the sink, so I'm pretty sure it was her.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually worked for a cleaning company too.
Did you see the affidavit?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
I just want to make sure you had a link to that.
Yeah, well, I actually they had it on Instagram. I just screenshotted it from there. I didn't get like a PDF file or anything like that.
No, that's basically what I did too.
I'm gonna interrupt real quick, if y'all don't mind. This is not just a product supplying wholesaler. These people come in and set you up an entire hardware store.
A whole entire store?
Yes. They have software programs, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I was gonna say this looks like it's a. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, then you basically they come in, they have it available, whatever, and then like for you, boss, if you were to do it, your store would say Blake's hardware, but they would have everything. They had already put everything in there for you, type thing.
Oh, so they supply the products that you sell, or they supply?
That's the wholesale end of it. But what I'm saying is, they actually have where they come in and they do where they analyze your area of the needs compared with competitors, and they give you what your area, seems. Y'all buy a lot of concrete, so we want to have a lot of that type of thing.
Gotcha.
They have a whole software package where they give you the software package, the whole 9 yards. Basically, it looks like they set your whole store up. Yeah. Of course, you can do what you want with it. I mean, they got the promotional end caps and stuff like that. Everything.
So that makes me wonder if there's any other company like that around, because it almost sounds like they could be considered a monopoly in that area.
Yes, there is. As far so this is basically the same way. They're a franchisee, is what their owners are franchisees. So it's like I was mentioning, like True Value. If they put a store in that location, it's the same thing. They're a franchisee. So a lot of businesses actually do their business model the same exact way, where the parent company, let's say you have to put down $250,000 to open up a store. But that $250,000 is buying all your equipment, all of your beginning supplies, giving your business cash flow and all of that type of information or type of deal. If somebody's not familiar with a franchisee is,
yeah.
From there, your business is going to grow with how well you do, but at managing it. But that's exactly what the business model is that they have, is a franchisee.
Okay, that's good information.
It says 175 years in business. So again, that 3-point-anything billion ain't that big, in my opinion, for being in business 175 years and basically being the parent company to all these franchises. No, I don't think that's very big.
If you break it down that way, then yeah, I agree with you.
That's a lot of mouths to feed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of insurance. I don't know. I've never understood the whole concept of going after. I'm not going to say a large amount of money when you're going to commit a crime, and I'm referencing this to like just watching movies and stuff. It's almost, in my opinion, it's better to go in and rob like a bank or something than to be taking somebody and trying to hold them for ransom and stuff. I mean, that because you're to me, it's just taking so many chances.
I don't think this had anything to do with a ransom at all.
Okay.
There's been no information about a ransom. Usually, if you hear a story of a kidnapping, like a major person, and it's usually done extremely public, that somebody's demanding a ransom. I don't remember hearing anything about a ransom in this.
No, there was never a ransom at all.
So she was gone for 3 days. She's been gone 3 days. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, since the second.
Yeah, so a crime of opportunity. The man just probably did something foul, or he was hired to do it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm still tied between. Either he did it on his own because he wanted money, or somebody hired him to do this.
Okay, so if he did it on his own to get money, how is he going to get money if he doesn't do a ransom?
He was offered this money. He was offered this money. You said if he did it on his own?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got a point there. maybe he thought, she had a good bit of money in her bank account, and because you got to think about it, the way he did the lawyer back 20 years ago, he took him and his debit card to a ATM and took money out. And I don't know how much was taken, and I don't know how much he got from her. But maybe he thought he could get a good bit of money out. I don't know.
That would be, considering he would have had to then known who she was, because generally jogging like the way she's dressed, it's not like if she's going to have her wallet on her.
Oh, trust me. I got this feeling he knows who she is. And that comes into play where the uncle works for the same law firm. And that's why I was speaking earlier. He has to know these people. You know what I'm saying? We speaking on a family that's at least been here since the 1800s. So I'm pretty sure everybody know that this family is probably one of, if not the richest family in Memphis.
Yeah.
So why not? Okay, I seen her. Oh, that's Eliza. Yeah.
How long has he been released?
Since 2020.
So 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, he was. It's been. I would say it's like a year and a half, 2 years max, because he was sentenced when he was 17.
Yep, because he's been locked up
and he had 20 years.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They charged him as an adult, not a minor.
Okay, yeah. You already know I don't know nothing about this case, but I don't know, for some reason I'm leaning towards the whole he probably violated her and oops, you done grabbed the wrong person type of thing.
Yeah, no. This at 4:30 in the morning, jogging right outside of University of Memphis on her normal path that her routine path that she almost always ran.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about a man
it's not random.
20 years. That's what I'm thinking, is a man that's been locked up for 20 years that ain't really got to be with the female since he was a teenager, if then. He may not know how to be with a female as an adult male. You know what I mean?
Oh, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. No, I don't think it has anything to do with like any SA or anything like that. This was, I think that he was hired by the husband.
You think so?
I'm going to put it straight out there and say my opinion is he was hired by the husband, who wanted to have control of the trust instead of her having the control of the trust.
But they would have to know. I mean, well, there again, I mean, it happens all the time. What you're saying, that type of scenario. But for me, being the type of person I am, I'm the type that's like, you know what? I'm gonna just let you die in natural causes because I know I'm gonna be the number one suspect. I don't know. I don't understand that think like that, because they got to know the spouse is always going to be the number one suspect.
Right, and this goes to something Miss Q was talking about on Friday night, or was being talked about on her channel, where the society these days they don't. When you hear in these major cases like this, it's the one or the other thinks that this is the better outcome than actually divorcing. Where it's like I if I can't have you, nobody else can type of scenario.
And you know what?
Unless leave him.
That goes back to the rumor that I heard that she caught him cheating. I don't know how true that is, but what if she did want a divorce? You know what I'm saying? That will X his ass out immediately. Because I'm pretty sure she's going to inform her grandfather, like, this is what he did. And he's going to, because if she's getting the money and he's like her beneficiary, the same way opposite, if she died first, she's his beneficiary, then let me kill her ass first. You know what I'm saying? The grandfather can't control where her money goes, unless he changed his beneficiary, correct?
Right. Right.
So let's think about it like this. If he did do this, he still ain't gonna get no goddamn money.
Well,
But
if they don't prove that he's doing this, he would then be managing what the children would be inheriting through the trust.
right.
Until they turn of age, whether it be 18 or 21.
True.
I'll be right back. I need to step away for just a moment.
Okay.
The Lions say this was slave money. Company was started before the Civil War. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was going in that direction. I can't tell you when. I can't tell you when the
18 years before the Civil War ended is when this company started.
You might be on something there, lady. Yup, another Maria
Was there that much money
sounds
going
like
around
this.
back then?
I don't think that type of money was going around back then. But what she's saying is, you know, this could have been started a long time ago. And she would have to come up and explain what she meant if I'm wrong. Maria says, sounds like they set up the infrastructure. John say county coroner is most likely running dental records against the body they found to see if it's Eliza Fletcher or not. Yeah, and I just actually went and looked. There's no update. They still, I'm assuming that's exactly what they're doing, John. What up, John Biggs?
Find out. And then of course they're gonna test for or run examination of everything to find out cause of death and all that. Yeah. And if whether or not she was violated.
Dallas asked a good question. Why at this time did they take her? Why did they choose now? So that's a good question. If we, pointing in that direction about, the slave money, that's a great question. Why did they choose now? I have no idea.
Well, I got confused with the husband part because when at the beginning of the live, you said it's not confirmed, but somebody had said he was madly in love with her, and then somebody else is not confirmed, but it was said he was cheating on her. So that's why I had to say about he's madly in love with her, so he's cheating her. Okay.
No, and this came from two different people who have no ties together, so that's why I said
it's just opinions, I guess, maybe.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know where they get that information, but that information I've never seen. So if somebody say something like that to you, you would think they got the inside scoop on this family some type of way where they know this. Because the way it was described.
I don't know who said it to you, who commented it, but no, because I mean, I've just already learned that people could say an opinion and make it sound very, very factual, like it came from the source. Until I hear it from the source, I ain't doing it. Okay. I don't throw it away or dismiss it. I just take it with a grain of salt.
Right. How you doing, Lioness?
I'm good. Peace and blessings, everybody. I wanted to explain the statement that I made. And okay, the company started in the 1850s or sooner. Who was doing all the labor then? Slaves were doing the labor. They were doing the production of any machinery, anything that was required, and it was free labor. So that's why I said it was slave money that created the company. What they're doing now is okay, but where did the money come from in the first place was my question. And I said slaves. And then another thing is domestic help. Did you see the movie The Help, where the woman was teaching her oldest daughter how to go to somebody's house and what to do and what not to do? They still do that around here. Each generation, steps in where the next one or the last one has retired. So this could be a generational get back, or I don't know, but like I said, my question was, where does the money come from for them to do all this to begin with? The biggest distributor of parts in the world, that money came from slavery.
I don't know if it's
Right.
the biggest
But it
distributor.
doesn't matter now. The thing is that the sister is missing, and she could possibly be dead.
Oh yeah.
But then, see, that might be a generational curse too, to keep going through all this drama and stuff about money and where'd the money come from to begin with. And so, do you understand what I was saying?
I get what you're saying. You broke it down perfectly. Yeah, I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, was
Huh?
was the money they making off of slaves back then in the 1800s enough to start a company like this that grew into what we see today?
Of course. Of course. They had a plantation. They had something. He wasn't mass producing all this stuff on his own. They had slaves, and the slaves never got credit or patents. Very few of them got patents for the things that they produced.
Okay. All right.
So
Well,
all they did was have. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. We got a lag. Go ahead.
Okay. Very few uh, of the slaves or former slaves got patents or credit for the things that they produced. And on the plantations, the slaves produced everything. And the master got the credit and the money and the patent. And if that company started before the Civil War, they managed to maintain that money after the war. Tennessee is Old South too, like Kentucky and Alabama and Georgia and Florida. A lot of those, a lot of those families still hold the money.
Huh?
And
Hey,
nobody asked how they got it.
hey, I can't argue with you because what you saying makes a lot of sense. Chloe, you was gonna say something. Go ahead, Chloe.
No, I didn't know that she said something about that they were the largest manufacturer. I didn't know y'all had said that. I didn't hear that.
Well, that's what was actually put in the chat as well. I think Fifi put that in the chat if I'm
But
not
if they're the
mistaken.
largest manufacturer, then how come the network's not that big then?
No, it says the largest private manufacturer.
Okay, okay. Like I
Yeah, I
said,
think that's what
I
Fifi
don't really
put
know
in.
much about any of this. I'm just looking it up as y'all speak on it. I'm looking it up, googling it.
What's going on, Baron? Appreciate you for sliding through. Yeah, we actually touched on that earlier about her uncle working for the same law firm because we're trying to right now connect the ties between the guy that he kidnapped 20 years ago to why he kidnapped Fletcher, and her uncle actually works for the same law firm. Now, right now, we just doing what we do, trying to figure out things until we hear from law enforcement. And right now, there is a body that has been found nearby where the suspect lived, but it has not been confirmed if it's Eliza Fletcher yet. My guess, 9 times out of 10, it is. It is. If they had any other, missing cases going on, then it's a possibility it might not be. But right near where this dude lives, my blessings and prayers go out to her family. That's all I can say.
Dumb
They got
criminals.
Yeah.
dumb
Well,
criminals.
I'm gonna drop back. I'm gonna drop back down into the chat. Peace and
I
blessings, everybody.
appreciate you,
All right,
Linus.
Mr. Frank.
Miss
Uh,
Lane, I apologize. I missed you. I had to step away, but I did hear what you were saying. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that myself.
so it makes me wonder if this guy wouldn't have got away, he'd probably be dead too. What you think?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. So it's probably safe to say that they found the vehicle, they found the suspect who was driving the vehicle. She's no longer with us.
No.
Being the fact that he was cleaning out the inside of his vehicle.
That's what I said. So even if there was no bodily fluids or anything coming from her, he may have been wanting to do that anyway, just like hair or any kind of DNA. But he doesn't seem very smart, so I don't know.
He's not. His brother isn't either. I don't know if y'all listened to the song that I played in between my video I dropped yesterday, or
I caught
actually
part
this
of
morning.
it. I think I caught the last end of it.
The very last words he said was something. My brother kidnapped that lawyer.
Yeah.
That goes with what's going on in the world today, right now, with the RICO charges. Now, I'm pretty sure he put that song out after his brother was convicted and sentenced. So why not brag about it?
Why brag about it?
I mean, I guess
in his deal that bad?
Huh?
He needs a record deal that bad to throw his brother under the bus?
Look, the same brother we talking about is the same brother who told. Yeah, my brother was cleaning out the inside of the car. That's the one who actually did the damn song.
Okay. Now I heard you saying that when I was cooking. Okay. That's what I wanted to ask you. I'm glad you brought that up.
I just found a quote on CBS saying from the police, they are now acknowledging that they found a body in the same area they have been searching for Eliza Fletcher. They're not saying it's her. They're acknowledging that it was within the search area that they have been searching for Eliza.
Go ahead, Chloe. You was going to ask something. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm assuming the brother didn't say that his brother told him anything. So when the cops questioned him or whatever, so I think I already know what your answer is going to be, but if your brother had been convicted and did 20 years for kidnapping before, and the cops questioned you and you saw your brother doing the cleaning out of the trunk or whatever, and this female's missing, whatever, would you have said anything?
Good question. I knew you was going to ask me that too, Chloe. I knew you was going to ask me that. I mean,
I'll be honest. I would probably say not unless I had a gut feeling that my sibling did something.
I think it really depends on what they ask me. You know what I'm saying? Because I see him washing clothes in the sink, because I see him cleaning out the inside of his goddamn car. Why would I volunteer that information unless they ask me a specific question? You know what I'm saying? So if they asked you, like, they could have came in and said, "Hey, when the last time you seen your brother? We can't find him." Oh shit! Well, last time I seen him, he was at the car wash, man, cleaning out his car.
Yeah.
Just like that, and they got him. You know what I'm saying? Well, you seen him any other times? Shit. He came to the house, he was cleaning, washing clothes and shit like that, but that's about it. Got him. Simple like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if they're gonna say, "Hey, we looking for your brother. We got him and he's under investigation."
Well, you gotta also remember, if the brother was arrested as well, because of the narcotics, then more than likely he was questioned while in custody.
How you know that? Because think about it. They could have went to that house first, which is less than likely. I get where you're coming from, and questioned him then. But it does make sense of what you're saying. They probably questioned him after they arrested the both of them. So I don't know.
You ain't got a chance to go talk to your brother to find out, man, did you do this? Throw him up against the why you ain't had that opportunity. So at that point, that's why I said, for me, I would almost just have to go with a gut feeling Like, has my sibling been acting a little bit weird the last 48 hours? Something like that, whatever. Because, on one token, yeah, you don't want to hem up your sibling if they're innocent. But at the same time, if they're guilty, you shouldn't want to help cover it up.
Right. So, from my understanding from the affidavit, the reason they went to both his house and his brother's house is purely because that he went to his brother's house and was seen outside of his brother's house cleaning his car there.
Now I got to throw you under the bus then, because you done brought the crime to my house. Nope.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So, and his brother doesn't live, or if I remember correctly, and I'm not finding it right this second, but his brother lives in that neighborhood that they found the body.
Oh, you're gonna just throw the evidence in my neighborhood too? No. She lives at here. You want a map to her house? I'll draw it to you.
Okay. I mean, and Jennifer asked me a question about what the quote I found on CBS.com. No, everything is just saying a body, just as Leslie B had said, and nobody is saying a male, female. They're not saying that.
Yeah, I just want to respond to Barron's. You said Cleophas wasn't up that early for no reason. No, he wasn't. Was he up for that purpose? Or was he just so high off of something the previous night where he was just up looking for anything? Because right now, the question is, did he do it alone on his own brain? Or did somebody ask him to do this? And the crazy thing is, we talk about somebody asking him to do this or paying him to do this, it might not even be the husband. It could be somebody like Linus said, this is what you did to my fucking family. I owe you.
Well,
could be. Never know.
My thing is that I'm remembering that, okay, he's done this before and got busted before. Okay. So being out of prison, there's different scenarios that you can think of. Is he institutionalized? Is this past year that he's been out, he can't make it out here in the public? You don't know. Or if to go along with a revenge type thing, he would really have to be a stupid, idiotic criminal. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Is.
But you see what I'm saying? He'd have to be really, really not all there, because you already got busted. You only been out a year. Now you're going to do something else. Like the same thing again, and with that, maybe somebody, he'd have to be like low IQ, where somebody maybe would be then controlling him. So, that's why I go back to, is it because he's just institutionalized and he can't make it out here? Or is it because he ain't been with a female and don't know how to go and approach the female, to be with the female after he's been locked up for 20 years? There's a lot of different ways. But, again, with that type of scenario, you're going to have to wait for the autopsy to come back.
After 2 years, I know you've been locked up for 20 years, but after 2 years, you ain't figured this shit out yet?
Well, no, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Men, no matter how macho a man is, if he has not spoken face to face with a female in 20 years, don't know nothing about the dating community, and now to come out and you got all this social media, God help you right there alone, you're still a man's still gonna have their urges and their desires.
Oh no, most definitely. I was just thinking now, I feel like after 2 years, you should have figured out how to talk to a female again. Because he been out for 2 years. He got out in 2020. We getting close to the end of 2022.
Yeah. The link I just put up in the private chat there. Don't go outright share it. Look over it first.
I will look over it before I say anything, because I know that website.
Yeah, take a look at it for me.
It's a legitimate newspaper website.
Yeah, I just
Daily Mail is legitimate.
In the past.
However, they're not afraid of putting edgy information out there. I'll put it that way.
Exactly. That is true.
That's what I'm saying, boss man. Be careful before you go and share that. I just found it, but it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about right this moment, where you start to question whether or not Cleotha had skills with women at all.
What? Whoa! We got an echo. Say that again. Say that again.
I'm saying if you look at what that article is saying, you will question whether or not Cleotha had any skills with ladies at all.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I don't know if I took the way I took that is what you're saying. Because if you ain't got no experience with ladies at all, the fuck you
But
got experience?
you've been locked up since you're 17.
Look! I was having sex. I shouldn't say that. Never mind.
I know, but still, what I'm saying is, women have changed from when you were 15 until you are now whatever the hell age is, 40 years old.
But to say he didn't have no experience at all, because think about it. You know how young guys are coming up. We start wondering at 12, 13. Some of us early. I started at 13. So you can't
9 years old.
You can't tell me he ain't have no experience. If he didn't have no experience with women at all prior to him getting locked up, that was a fucking choice.
No. What I'm saying is he didn't know how to talk to a woman.
He was disrespectful, is what you're saying.
Take a look at the article.
Yes,
Take a look at the headline.
All right, let me click on it. Oh shit. He was a. No, I ain't gonna read it out loud.
That's why I'm saying be careful with sharing it. But I think this is fitting into what we're talking about.
Oh, you know what? That was his Facebook page. Sure, that's where they get that part at the end, the $100 to that they took that from his Facebook page. I actually saw that. So I would say this to what you're saying now, RJ. He's just a rude motherfucker. Excuse my French. And that's just what I just said to you. He just disrespectful. He don't care. It's just, I ain't gonna say this person's name, but we was talking about him earlier when I was talking to Miss God. We was talking about old boy. Some people just don't care. They don't have no respect, and they never will. That could be him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just, like I said, it just fits in with what we're talking about right now, and I don't think. I hope she'll be back in a moment. I just don't think that he had skills or knew how to talk to a woman, because I'm not going to go quote exactly what he said, but he offered to pay.
Right. Yeah.
It would lean towards that if he went up and talked to a woman, that they would laugh at him and walk away.
But think about it. He know good and damn well she wasn't one of them type of women. He knew that. He knew that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Look at the neighborhood he was in. He knew that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. It's a University of Memphis campus security or the police department. It was their territory. It was very close to, or it was housing for professors or administration that was part of the campus. It wasn't an inexpensive neighborhood that this was in. This was a well-off neighborhood that they were in that was approaching the University of Memphis.
Should have laughed at that $100 offer, man.
Right. Which is what I said.
Like, if you don't get your peon ass up out of here with that shit.
It's like made my white screen go white and booted me off everything. I froze up.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is that before I got so booted off of here, that it was a movie, but it was based off a true story. The American Me with Edward James Olmos, I think was the name of the actor. And he was locked up as a teenager. I forgot how many years he was in. When he comes out, he was very insecure about how to talk to females because he had, even though he wasn't a virgin, it still had been a lot of years. That's what I'm saying. Now, what I just saw just quickly before my screen all froze up and everything, what he's talking about, like I said, there are the adjectives over there, but I will say I'm going to go back and look at it after we get off of here. But everything I saw, I'll take with a grain of salt, because with the Kanika case, that's also the ones that said they spoke and interviewed somebody at the party and said Von Terrius was there and Von Terrius was paralyzed in the hospital, so. But they go by a lot of what the public says, but they do have information on there that is factual, that is helpful. You just got to know what to weed out.
Right, and that's what I was saying about this particular newspaper. It's a British newspaper. You guys probably have heard of it. They do cover both in news here in the United States and from Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
And for the standards, the conservative standards that the U.S. follows for what newspapers have to publish, or the minimum standard they have to meet. This newspaper is much more liberal, and often finds themselves in hot water over what they do publish.
Exactly.
It's not the rag paper over there, but it is their legitimate newspaper.
I wouldn't say it's a gossip a column or nothing like that, but because of them being overseas, even though they have a base here in the States, it's like I said, some of it, I would always go back there and I would get information off of there, but I just knew that I had to really go fact check it after that, because like what the first paragraph there, that what they were saying, even though I don't know nothing about the case, I would have to say I haven't heard any of y'all speaking about it like that. So, any proof of it being that way. So,
no, honestly, that's the first time I found that. So, and I was just saying, hey, look, this fits in what we're saying.
But it does lean towards my thoughts.
Cool. Yeah, this is gonna be something that you do on your late night, Eliza. You do, because CP just sent me some information as well. Not cosplay, but CP from your channel. So I'm definitely gonna be up, because I think we probably are gonna get some type of identification on who this person is they found before the end of the night. But I don't go past 2 hours like that, and I'm already past it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. If I catch it, I might come back and go live. I might talk about it again. But I definitely appreciate you, RJ, you, Chloe, Linus, and everybody in chat for tuning in. I appreciate
kept your other channel going.
I was planning on doing a live on this tomorrow night. So if nothing actually breaks like that, as far as like an identification, you all are welcome to find me on my channel tomorrow night. So I'll just leave it as that.
Most definitely.
I'll be honest, I don't plan on covering this one. I'm in the middle. I just started one with the cop shooting a 13-year-old unarmed kid in Chicago. So
in Chicago again?
Yeah.
I'm kind of right now between Kylie Rodney and her. So
me too.
And still following up on Summer Wells, because we're getting closer and closer. If you do follow Summer Wells, getting closer and closer to her dad being released from prison. So it's going to be more. It's going to get interesting again. Once again, I think.
And then
it's a lot going on.
We have the anniversary of the death of
Kanika Jenkins. Yes, we should be going. We believe. I haven't confirmed it, but the roundtable will be back here on that date. I think it's Friday. But I will confirm on my community wall, so y'all stay tuned. Tuned. We'll know soon.
Yeah, because I got something working and planning that I was planning on doing, but it's not in concrete yet. So okay.
Mine isn't either, but that's the plan anyway.
All right.
Well, I appreciate y'all, everybody in the chat, man. This is my open case discussion for Miss Eliza Fletcher. I definitely will be up all night waiting to see whose body was found. Y'all have a good night, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I am gone.